When we have compound inequalities, we're going to be solving a pair of inequalities considered together. Sometimes that pair of inequalities is separated by the word or, and sometimes that pair of inequalities is separated by the word and. There is a difference between or and. So I'm going to illustrate that for you. When we have an or situation, we might have something that says x is less than -1 or x is greater than 4. Now, x is less than -1. I'm going to graph on the first grid like that. And then x is greater than 4, I'm going to graph on the next grid. I'm just going to graph it over here. I'm going to move it to where it goes. Actually, let's group it all together. There we go. X is greater than 4. So here's your x is less than -1. Here's your x is greater than 4. If I take that and consider that inequality on the same numerical graphs, the same horizontal line, then it's going to look just like that. So both regions are included. Now how we write that is -infinity to -1 and then 4 to infinity. In interval notation, -infinity to -1 with an open interval, union with an open interval 4 to infinity. We have open intervals because of the less than and the greater than. When we have an equal to sign, then we have a closed interval, and I'll illustrate that in the next example with and. So here we have two inequalities. We'll say x is less than or equal to, let's say 6, and x is greater than or equal to, let's say -3. Now the equal to part is going to change just a little bit for us what's happening. So here we've got x is less than or equal to 6. So I'm going to show you this. X is less than or equal to. So notice how I'm making a bracket, not a parenthesis. X is less than or equal to 6. The less than shades to the left. The equal to part gives us the bracket. And then we have x is greater than or equal to -3. So I'm going to, again, draw that off to the side, and then I'm going to come over here. X is greater than or equal to -3. So here's x is greater than or equal to -3. When I consider it on the same number line, you can see that they overlap. With and, only the intersecting region is the solution. So the intersecting region, well, they both share -3. They both share everything in between -3 and 6. So they both share -3, they both share +6, and they share everything in between. So our solution is going to look, I'm going to use this second number line here to show you the actual solution. So it's going to go from -3 to +6. And these are closed intervals, and the reason that they're closed intervals is because of the equal sign. So I'm going to write off to the side just as to recall for you. Greater than or less than we use parentheses. However, greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, we use brackets. And what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to actually look at some inequalities and solve